What's up, everybody? It's your boy student Dr. Malachi Wright, and I'm back at you all with another video. And this week's video, I want to be talking to you all about how I did not win presidency for my D1 class at the University of Maryland. Stay tuned. All right, so for many of you all who know, every single year, each dental school, I believe in the United States, but I may be mistaken, we host an election for SGA, which is Student Government Association, for the class of D1. Well, for this year it was D1 year. Next year will be D2, then D3, following. I had a lot of people in my class who felt like I would have made a really great president for our D1 class with my involvement within the community of Baltimore, being a servant within that community, particularly that being one of the reasons why I decided to go to the University of Maryland, Baltimore, because of the reasoning and the impact that I'll be able to make on that community through the services I've already started with my brother and I. For many of you all who do not know, the people in my class, several of them were really excited about me running for president, and I'm truly grateful for all of their support throughout this process. A couple of things that I will want to say about the process in totality was congratulations, number one, to all of the individuals who won for each particular position that they ran for. And for those who did not win, I want to say congratulations to you as well for having the confidence in order to run for a position and putting yourself out there in case of not winning, or being comfortable with that reality coming into fruition. I think that for most of us, whatever we do, we definitely go in with the intention of wanting to do our best and to make sure that we are at our best to manage whatever we're getting ourselves into. And I will say one of the things, or one of the reasons for me, I feel that I did not win this election was definitely because of not being in the right headspace in regards to understanding my pure reason for running for this position. So firstly, starting off, throughout my first 6 or 5 weeks at the dental school, several individuals in my class came up to me and they told me that they personally believed that I should run for class president. And initially, I was not thinking about running for presidency because I already had so much going on my plate as it is. For those who do not know, I currently work a job where I'm working about 15 to 20 hours a week, while balancing about 28 credits while in dental school, while also being a commuter student, which means I drive to school every single day, in a relationship that I'm cultivating right now, saving up to pay for a wedding. What else? Being involved with extracurricular activities at my school, in addition to the stuff that I do in the community with my brother and all those other endeavors. And then also making sure that I have a good balance with the gym. I try to go to the gym at least 4 times a week. That's why I'm wearing a hoodie right now, because I'm actually going to go to the gym after I make this video. So honestly, if it was not for the support of my classmates and those who believed in me and becoming a really great potential candidate for presidency, I probably would not have ran. Another aspect of why I run was definitely the reasoning behind being in the community of Baltimore. I definitely believed that someone who was going to be a president of our SGA, and I still do believe that someone who is a president of our SGA should be someone who reflects a community in which they will be serving. And I would definitely stand behind that sentiment 100%. I do believe that the patients that we engage with throughout our time here at the University of Maryland would definitely benefit from seeing someone who represents them in all aspects of life and understands the realities in which they live in their life and in their community. So that was another reason why I decided to run for president, in addition to all the love and support I received from my classmates as well. I do believe that overall the process of electing presidential candidates and all the candidates at the University of Maryland was a little bit unorganized, and I think it's definitely a task that's difficult for anybody to complete. But I think having a more systematic approach to campaigning, while also having a systematic approach to elections, would definitely be more beneficial in regards to selecting candidates in the future. And it's one of the things I definitely want to strive to implement throughout the duration here at the University of Maryland. To give you all some context here, elections took place after we took one of the hardest exams of our D1 semester, or at least is known to be one of the hardest exams of our D1 semester, which is immunology. And this exam went quite well for me. I was able to get an 88 on this exam, which I'm extremely happy about. Studied super hard for it, so I'm grateful for that score. But then going into having a speech after that exam, and the speech was only 2 minutes. For me, I can get a little long-winded, so I was not able to fit everything I wanted to into my speech, which is okay. I do believe that when it comes to being social in the class, I did a great job with being social, but I wasn't as social as other candidates due to the fact that I'm not a big party type of person. I know a lot of people in my class, they have their outlets of stress relief, which everyone does. For me personally, it could be hanging out with my girlfriend or going to the gym or whatever it may be. A lot of individuals in my class do like to go out and do different things on the weekends or Friday nights or whatever it may be. Me personally, I'm just not that type of person. I don't really feel the need to go out, go to bars or clubs or anything of that nature. So I was never in those scenes where those relationships were cultivated for certain people to make connections. And that's one of the risks that I was willing to take going into this election, knowing that I hadn't made relationships with certain people who were in certain environments solely because that's just not a part of the person who I am. And I'm okay to live with that. Moving forward after this election, of course, this is not my first time with experiencing any form of failure. I wanted to make sure that people on my Instagram and my YouTube channel know that everything is not so sunshine and rainbows. After losing the presidential election, I felt two forms of emotion. My first emotion was definitely, I wasn't really upset, but I guess you could say disappointment in myself because I knew that I would have made a really great candidate. But I was also happy that the individual who won, solely because everyone who was running for the presidency or any other position, they're highly qualified individuals. The individuals who won are all extremely bright individuals. They all have the compassion to serve. And I knew that I was relieved that the work that needs to be done will be done with the person who won presidency, which was one of my best friends right now in dental school. His name is Michael. And then other individuals who won for vice presidencies, secretary, et cetera, et cetera. They're all very capable individuals, and I'm extremely happy that they're all going to be on the exec board. And I'm quite sure that they all will implement any type of ideas that the whole class has to cultivate an environment that's extremely inclusive. So I felt that sense of relief, and I also felt that sense of disappointment in myself for not fulfilling the goal that I wanted to fulfill. So then moving on to, making sure that you take the shots even though you may fail. There may be a time in your life where you feel like, you don't want to do something because you may be afraid of failure, and you might be afraid of the perception of other people, how they may see you or how they may respond when you do fail. And personally for me, this was one of the hardest things that I had to do in the recent years because I had so many people who were supporting me, so many people who were backing me going into this election. And personally, I felt that sense of letting them down by not being successful. And that ideology really was negated by the responses that I received after receiving the outcome that I didn't expect. And those responses were responses from individuals in my class who, reassured me that, this was something that they definitely appreciated my speech. They definitely appreciated all the work that I've continuously done. And I do think that, with the class that we have right now, which I believe in my personal opinion is one of the best classes ever cultivated at the University of Maryland, we'll be able to have a very inclusive environment to include every perspective from every single student and work collaboratively in this setting. So overall, I want to get on here and talk to you guys about how this experience was. I do think I definitely could have campaigned more, taking this experience as a learning experience and an experience to grow. I definitely do believe that showing the qualities of a leader was something that I didn't struggle with, but definitely being more engaged in the lifestyles of individuals in my class, while also cultivating relationships that directly benefited individuals in my class. So one of the things that I think going forward that I want to strive to do is implementing more resources that students in my class can benefit from inside of school and outside of school as well. I think that one of the things that my class is really great at doing is sharing the wealth amongst every individual. And for me personally, I think that I was struggling to manage my time in regards to spreading the wealth that I was able to acquire, whether it be study strategies, study material, or anything of that nature with my class in an efficient manner and where I saw fit. So I think doing that will help me in the future. I may plan on running for president next year, and that really will depend on what's going on in my life during that time. But in the for the purpose of this video, I want to say thank you for all those individuals who are in my class and are watching this video and who supported me and support everyone in our class. I really appreciate your time and your efforts. And I wanted to let those individuals know who are afraid to fail that never be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to put your foot out there. Don't be afraid to let people know what you want to do and why you want to do it, and to make sure that you surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are willing to accomplish the same goals that you want to accomplish, and never compromise who you are to best fit or suit somebody else's perception or reality or anything of that nature. I think that being most genuine to yourself is one of the biggest keys to success. Learning from your mistakes, learning from your failures, and seeing your failures as not failures but learning experiences where you can grow and you can continue to cultivate relationships through those experiences. So again, congratulations to all those individuals who have been appointed as leaders for the class of 2027 for the D1 year at the University of Maryland. Thank you all for staying tuned to this video. Thank you for all those individuals who supported me in this running for class president. Although unsuccessful, I really appreciate all of the individuals who believed in me, who continue to believe in me, and best believe that if you need anything, if you need any form of support, advice, or anything of that nature, you can always reach out to me regardless. Even though I may not sit in the president's seat, I will definitely still act accordingly in regards to how I treat everybody in the class, opportunities, and the way that I engage with my community. Just so you know, this is only the beginning. We will continue to work and continue to grow as a whole. Thank you so much for your time. I hope to see you all in the next video.